Hello, welcome to video one of a two-part guide to tailoring your CV to a position description. I am Stacey Whitelaw, that's me there. I'm a career consultant with Impressive CV and I've worked helping people get employment for many years. So today we want to tailor our CVs to a position description, a very specific job role, and we should do this for every different application we want to submit. The reason it's becoming more and more important is ATS, Applicant Tracking System software, which matches keywords from the job description with the wording of your CV. So what we want to get is a match rate somewhere around 80% of the keywords matched. 70 at an absolute minimum, but 80 is the goal. And we need to be specific because it won't recognise plurals or word variations. I've also got some information here on screen about formatting. There's more information out there. Impressive CV has done a lot on this already, or we can cover it in another video if you have any questions. So let's do a bit of a deep dive into a job vacancy that is currently listed online. This is a real vacancy, and we're going to look at how we break it down and find those keywords. So we have right here, here's one I prepared earlier. We have an optical retail assistant position in regional Victoria in Australia. And the reason I've chosen this particular role is twofold. We want to be able to talk about transferable skills, and optical retail is quite specific and it is very different to a standard, say, fashion retail, despite having lots of big name fashion brands, which we will see here in the job description. So the other reason I've selected this is we've got some very clearly outlined sections to the job description, which we will move through. So our first section here does talk about the really big name fashion brands that are dealt with. So that is important to have. And a little bit about the company themselves. And while this is really valuable information, we're not actually going to word match the About Us section of a job description because that's not likely what they're going to be looking for when they input their data into ATS. Our next three sections here, this is the gold mine, and we are looking for words which are little gold nuggets to include in our CV. So your opportunity, this is about the role and what you'll be doing in general and who we are. So we're going to break this paragraph down. The dot points here under your responsibilities, these are what the job entails. So most definitely we are going to have a look at that, and requirements for success. These dot points are what you need to demonstrate to be considered for the role, to even get an interview. So really important here. So we want to find the keywords in these three paragraphs, just so you can see the rest of it. Your benefits, this section is about what is good for you if you get this job. So it's not something we need to word match, but it's important information to know. Next steps is informational, and these are little sort of job information sections here, so we don't word match those either. So looking through our three very important paragraphs, we're looking for four things. We want hard skills, so the actions you undertake and the tasks you complete on the job. We want soft skills, which are the way you work. So things like good time management skills, good communication skills, those sorts of things, sort of about the way that you work. We want personal attributes if they're included here in our little gold mine. And they are. We can see in the first sentence here, we're seeking a passionate and engaging retail assistant. So those are things about who you are as a person. So personal attributes as well. Finally, we're looking for repeated words. So a really good example here is team. We can see team in the first sentence, team down here on the fourth line, and we've also got team down here in the your responsibilities section. So 3 repeats of a word within a 3-paragraph, fairly short section of the job description. That's an important word. So we will break this down sentence by sentence. I will do it very quickly. I'll be very explanatory through the first few words, and then we'll just go through and identify the rest. In video 2, we'll look at how we embed those words to give a really organic feel in your CV, and also some really amazing online software we can use to confirm the actual match rate. So you may want to have a pen and paper. While you can sort of switch tabs between the job description and your CV, I find you do a better job and get a better match rate if you're really focused on the job description, thinking about that job role and working out what's important and why it's important, and then moving on to your CV. You just have more focus. So let's do it that way now. So pen and paper, if you're looking for a retail job, this might be really handy for you. Otherwise, before watching video number 2, find a job description that works for you and employ this sort of theory to breaking it down into the keywords. So we're just going to start at the start, and I've already identified a lot of this. So passionate and engaging are 2 words we want to have there. Personal attributes which are important in this role. Retail assistant is capitalised and it is part of the job title. So retail assistant. So we need those 2 words in the CV. Ideally, we want them in together as a 2-word phrase. But if not, if we need to split them, we can, if we can't get it in a way that feels natural. To join our OPSM team. So team we've already covered as well, so that should be on the list. The next sentence I want to run through because it will seem that there are important words in here, but there may not be anything you can do about it. You will be involved in the customer's journey from using pre-testing equipment to dispensing and providing customised frame styling. So this sentence is very specific to optical retail. So unless you have worked in this type of role before, there's very little here you can word match to, but that is okay. If you have worked in it before, of course, get these words and phrases in there. If you haven't, if you've just done standard retail, the only word in here we're going to match is customer. So we have customers, possessive with the apostrophe before the S. And if we scan through our other 3 paragraphs, we've got customer, singular down here, customers, plural, possessive in the first dot point, customers plural, and customers plural. So 3 different variations, but one of them is repeated 3 times, which is this one here, customers plural. So we want that word in the CV most definitely because it's the most frequently repeated. We may also try to get customer singular. Most ATS will pick that partial word up. Some may not, so it may count also for the versions with apostrophes. But we definitely want this plural version here. Okay, next sentence. We pride ourselves on providing a premium customer experience. Experience is a word which should already be in any CV or resume out there. It shouldn't be naturally occurring in there. If it's not, find somewhere to put it in. And are looking for a talented individual to support our store team to deliver excellent results. So words like support and deliver, and further down here in responsibilities, identify, assist, champion, promote, support, again, build. These are words which describe the process. They are verbs, I believe, the things you're doing. So they're important. If they're repeated multiple times, you definitely want to use it. So support, we want to include. They should be in your CV already if it's a reasonably well-written CV. But if not, these are definitely, these types of verbs are things that you want to have included, whether they perfectly match or not, in describing how you have performed in previous work situations. So next paragraph, we've covered a lot of these words already. So identify as our adverb or verb. Customers, we've covered. I care, that's very specific. Needs and requirements. Possibly that's a phrase we might want to get in altogether. Assist customers by sharing your knowledge of products and promotions. So products we've got repeated directly below. So we want products as a plural in the CV. And promotions, we've got 2 variations, promotions and promote in the next line. So we want to get one of those in there. So as we work through, we're also going to find a couple of different a couple of different options. Strong, the word strong is repeated here in the fourth dot point, fifth dot point, and further down again in the fourth dot point under requirements for success. And you may note that it is strong sales, strong relationships, strong sales. So ideally we want the 2-word phrase strong sales, and we also want the word relationships, and that will give us some really good match rates there. And down here, what haven't we covered? Communicator and communicates. So communication is an effective, an important part of this job description, but we've got 2 different variations. We want to match one of them. Write them both down on your piece of paper, and then as you work through your CV, watching video 2, you'll find which one will be more natural to embed into the document. The only other one here, so we've covered the word retail and experience. We may want fast-paced or fast-paced environment. Achievements is a word that should already be in your CV also. Proven track record. This phrase here can be a bit overused, but if it's in here under one of these very concise dot points, we may want that phrase in as well. Ability to work during the week, weekends and public holidays. You will want to address that in your cover letter, but we don't necessarily need it for word matching a CV. Okay, so we've identified 10 or more different individual words or 2 or 3 word phrases that are really important in this job description. So in video 2, we will come back and embed them into a retail CV and make sure that we get a good job match. But in the meantime, before you click play on that, go and find that job description that works for you and open up your CV in a Word format, and we'll proceed from there. I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for listening.